Hey everyone, it's Char from Char's Fascination. Don't mind the little sniffles. It's that time of the year where we're all allergic to bullshit. But anyway, I got this delivered yesterday from Amazon. New look 67, 62 from size extra small to extra large. As you know, I've lost some weight and I'm losing more weight every day. So I need a pattern, and this is for tall. So the only thing I probably won't make is that one. That's it. The other skirts and the pants, absolutely love that style of shirt. We'll definitely be making that. But before I make that, and yeah, I know it's in the thumbnail. I have some Christmas sewing to do for people. So y'all saw over the last few days how I've done like the Christmas nails, right? Those are gorgeous. That like I said, I have some sewing to do for people. Oh my gosh, my nose itches from the world's bullshit. So I have that to do, and then I have another sewing video to do that's for myself that, you just have to wait. You just have to wait. So it is a Christmas sewing video, and then I will show it off. And I might not record it on this device. I will use one of my other devices to do that. Probably my phone. That way, well, I'll record the sewing process here, but then I'll probably just make a short video or the photos, go over to TikTok, make it into a video slide, and then load that because that would be good. Anyway, so this week is Christmas sewing. Stay tuned for that because we will be, I swear I am caffeinated. We will be right back. And I'm not going to stay up until midnight to do my sewing videos like I did with the nail art. Anyway, we'll be right back. Okay, now that we're back, it's kind of way later. What I will do with these pieces here, this will be the neck banding. Now you won't be able to see where the black threading is by the time I'm done. So there's that. Now, this is the pocket pieces. Now the unique thing about having those pocket pieces is I can add those into the design. Also, when I'm finished with these, you won't be able to tell any of this is there because I will recut. I'll have smaller bits, yes, but I will recut. I did that out in a couple of pieces like that because what I am going to do is take it. If you sew this together like a circle skirt, then you don't have like the 4-panel piece, you do just a one cut. But since these are panel pieces, and the first one is for just a little girl, this one will be very easy to put together. The only thing that I haven't done is figured out which lace I want to have go with this. This is cute, but to me that is not little girl. This is not little girl. This can be little girl. This, I don't know. To me, this is more like bridal or grown-up person, in which I could do it like this and just like stitch it, obviously on the edge, stitch it so it's like that, but that one's a candidate for it. These are beautiful. Like when I first got them, like absolutely gorgeous lace. it's just a matter of which one is little girl-ish. And that's cute because it has the little flowers. But I know, like, on one of the panels, I will take and just, like, cut it so that it can be the tie straps on it. So basically what I would want to do is find the end lace pieces. And that's basically what I'm doing right now. I think that would be cute for a little girl. Like, I have daughters. That's too adult. I mean, we're talking about a little girl that's still in grade school, so that's too adult. Rob says this one is like butt floss material. Rob. I'm like, no, that's the one for the chemise. And then what do we got here? Oh, okay. These two would be my top two picks, but I think I will go with this one for her because I'm like thinking to myself, which one do I really want? I think that'll work out cute for a little girl. So anyway, like I said, what we're going to do with this is, now that we have that picked out, we will figure out how many, and she's not really tall, so it's like whatever I cut up here can be the upper portion of it, because I will be doing a specific cut. No, I want these to be like this so that the flared out part is more outward. So what I will do with this, I have to change my thread real quick on the machine. So what I will do with this is stitch it, but because she's a small child, I will cut it right here on both panel pieces, and then take another panel piece that's wider. I know out of all this, I have one wide one. That way I can make a second piece of it. So if that makes any kind of sense, stay tuned. My only other way would be for this would be just to stitch it together and have the piece of lace go down the middle, but I think that would be weird because this is not the double face. This is one that just like fits on the side. So the thing that I didn't tell you about the pocket is, real quick, is, oh my gosh, let me find the right piece here because that helps, is to take it, because I will cut this back a little and do it that way. Now, the only other way I could really do this is if I took it like this, stitched it, and had it go to the back side, or take this and just stitch it to the back side, but I don't want to do that. I might just go ahead and just like sew the piece, you know, cut it, sew it, and instant extra, you know, pocket. There's nothing wrong with that. It's a great way to upcycle. So let me get this cut, change the thread, and meet you at the machine. Okay, before I do anything, this was the closest thread that there is to that color. I think that'll contrast nice with this. So what I now have to do, I had to unwind the bobbin. Like, it didn't have much thread left on it, so yeah, that's okay. If it doesn't have much thread left on it, I don't really worry about it because it's for a good cause. So, let me move that out of the way. And the next thing I will do is over here. I know somebody asked me if I could show them how I wind the bobbin on my Sears Kenmore. I haven't done that yet. If you want to know more about sewing a bobbin for a Sears Kenmore, go see Serena. She too has Sears Kenmore. She has more than I do. Kudos to you, girl. But anyway, the first thing that I do is I switch this over here. That way when I do this and switch it on, lift the presser foot, take this bobbin out, take the thread off. I will take care of that in a moment. And then the other thing that I do, let me put y'all on a pedestal. What I actually do at this point is I will remove the plate, clean it out, and if it needs to be oiled, I will oil it. I always have my sewing machine oil available. Yes, I do. I can't remember the cameras right here. It's Singer. I got this at the Hobby Lobby. So what I do on this point is make sure that I have my little dusty, spoolie cleaning brush. And isn't that adorable? I had to get this on Amazon because I couldn't find my original, and then that one resurfaced. Can find the one that belongs to the Singer Heavy Duty 4452, in which, yes, I do keep this piece off. I tend to work with a lot of cuffs, and that's basically why I leave the wide piece off of this. Like, I know some of you may have questions like, wait, where's the rest of your machine? No, I have it. Just happens to be right there in the corner. That's where it should be. So, like I said, this is what I do. This is part of keeping my machine going and flowing and being happy. Just take that, and if you have to, raise that presser foot. I know some people detach it. Take this piece out because you have to dust out from under it. And if you can't see it from there, I will show it to you from my perspective. Right here, you are looking down in here to see the dirty that comes out of that machine. Oh, you think that's bad? Wait until I get this in there. And that really, that grabs out a lot of nasty out of this machine. Like, you'd be surprised some of the gunk that comes out of a sewing machine. Like, look at that at the end. Bleh. So, and then dust it down because you need to. Dust down your presser foot. Do not neglect your presser foot ever. That's an important piece of your machine. Now you might be like, well, where do you oil it in here? Well, that very hole right here in the center. I'm looking at it from the same view you are, because right now I'm looking through my lens. And then I open up my oil. I use the little tool to open up the oil. And then only a little dab will do ya. All you need is 1 or 2 little drops. The other thing you can do with that to make sure that that is in there so your machine does not lock up is just go like that. You can go back in there and wipe it down if you want, but I don't. Because you're just going to take this piece, Slide that back in there like that. Put the plate. It's not the dishes, but it's the plate. Doing this one-handed. Anyway, like that. Sometimes you can just get it to go down like that before you use the tool. Now, I keep the foot to my sewing machine down in the abyss. Down in the abyss. Like I said, one day I will like put the camera down there and let you see where I keep the foot that makes the magic happen with the machine to go, go, go. Go, go, Power Rangers. No. Oh my gosh. Do you know how old the Power Rangers actually are? They are old. Did you know that that was actually out way earlier than people know, and it started in Japan? I think there might only be a few people left. Not Billy Yost. Jason David Frank. Man, that was a sad one. I think the girl that played the part of Kimberly, she's now gone, and Trini, she's been gone. It's sad too. So anyway, at this point, I'm too much of a nerd. So hold on a minute. Let me find something to set you on. Because like, people always ask me, how do you do that? How do you do that? Well, first of all, you have to have a way to be able to show that without ruining your stuff. There we go. Take your thread and find the end of it. And then the way they have this is a specific way. So I need my glasses. Sometimes I use a seam ripper to do this part. Is you find that little spot right there where this is, and where's something to help me out here. Okay. Take a seam ripper. Back to that piece of thread. They have this hooked in here specific ways, just so you know. Just go like that. That gets the thread loose. We don't want that sticking to anything like it's trying to do right now. Try not to make this part too long. Put your thread up here. Bring it out like that. Hey, hopefully this view made that easier for you. What I do is I don't use the beginning piece of the thread. I clip that, grab that back up. You can also do this the other way, but I don't know. Does that even make any sort of sense? Like, I don't know. Just the instruction part on the top is quite odd. That you would think that it would go more. Yeah, the way I have it is the right way, but it's just weird. I've always just been used to doing this a certain way. So now we put that right through there. Make sure you have this towards the surface where you can literally see that going through. Fire in the hole. Find your foot pedal. And I do mine a little different than anybody else. I hold it. Anyway, now you pretty much get that part. So now I'll get to finishing this, get that fabric cut and put over here, and we'll be back with that. Okay, so this is one of the panels right here. I'm going to try to get this video mostly done because my friend Janelle from Janelle's Design is going live tonight on Facebook, and I want to be there because it's Build Your Own Globe night. And I will leave her linked. Ooh, that sounded rough. I might have to oil the inside of this. I will have to say, I am a quick sewer. Kind of like quick sew. Anyway. No, it's still there. Now, what I have done was at least come over and half an inch or an inch off of this side of the foot. Why is it doing that? I don't know. Honey bunches of nopes. You see that? I have no idea why that thread is tugging like that. I really don't. And I have this on, not a zigzag, I have it on one of my favorite settings. Okay, we'll be back. I'm going to figure this out. Probably just needs like oiled up in here. Sometimes that happens. Got to remember to take care of your machines inside and out. So no, it apparently wasn't that. It wasn't this. I just reset the tension and the thread length, and it seems to be okay for now. Cross the fingers. Now, I've been sewing for 40 years. That is a long time to know how to sew. Ooh, it really is. In fact, I have so much of this fabric, like, I can make Janelle's daughter like a little handbag with lace on it. She is a little girl, you know, some little girls like stuff like that. I don't know, we'll see. So we have that part done. And you know what though? When it came down to checking everything, I did not have to take this off the machine. I found there was this spot right here that was a bit tangled. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. It can happen if your tension is wrong. A lot of things can happen, you know, even if you're a seasoned seamstress, or I was like, how did I just pronunciate that? that, you know, things can still happen and you just have to go back and figure it out. So what I will do on this part here, because there's all that old fabric, and this is why I stitched so far in. There's always a reason for that. Now what I will do is take my pinking shears. If you're gonna sew, you need a pair of pinking shears, especially for specific fabric, or if you're gonna upcycle something and you're afraid that that fabric might fray, well, don't be afraid. Stupid sewing joke. To take your pinking shears and do this, and that will help you on your sewing journey. There are definitely a lot of fabrics. Like, I was watching Morgan Donner the other day, right? Because she was making some vintage silly hat. It was cute, though. And instead of taking pinking shears, what she did was she took, like, the tip of her sharpest pair of scissors. I have a few really sharp pairs of scissors like this. And just gently went into the fibers, the fabric fibers of some, of a pelt that was like laid out on fabric. Now that is cute right here. Now my thought is, if I'm going to add a top skirting piece onto this, do I want to hide the, I'm going to double fold that, or if I don't, I'll just end up cutting that piece off with the regular scissor. So my thought is, again, without going squirrel, if you know what I mean, is to sew this on here, right? Just sew it on here, and then have that top piece, because it'll come up here before the waistbanding. The waistbanding will cover a lot. And that's the other thing about upcycling. You can do so much with upcycling. And so, like I said, you know, this part will be dropped back. I'm only going to roll that one back once, and which could quite literally cover that. I don't want to gyp people out of something pretty, you know, and since it's a child, I will make the pocket a little shorter, like that, just right across like that. I will end up cutting that. Don't forget to bring that up towards where your waistband is going to be, because that's what actually holds that sturdier. So I am seriously thinking about that, because if I do that, then I can take this piece and do the thing I said I wanted to do, which was, you know, even though that's wrong on there. Yeah, that is wrong on there. Why? Anyway, we'll figure it out. Which would be on the top skirting piece, would be to do that and then have it come back. But my only thought is, I don't want to do that, because then that kind of makes this look weird here. Does that make some sort of sense? Anyway, so what I will do now is go ahead and stitch along here after I cut this back about there. And then when I go to do this part of it, can't really see it. When I got to do this part of it, I will recut that, and maybe just, yeah, I might just cut this off to where it comes in at an angle. Comes down at an angle and has a slight curve when it comes in. We will see. Anyway, let me get these pockets taken care of. Yeah. And get that piece figured out. Like, how do I really want to do that part? because that's going to be a good question. I just want to make this look like really cutesy girly, and we're working on that process. And now I'm just working on the edges of the peplum skirting that will go around the top of the main piece. So all I'm doing, as you can see here, all those extra little threads, is I am using, again, one of my favorite stitches, which is, to some people in some countries, it's called an overlock, but it is a serger. Which I think is kind of cool that different countries have different names for some stitching. Now, not every machine is going to have this stitching. That's why some of it just has zigzag and straight stitch. Okay, so there is that. Now that you see up close, because y'all like, I know those of you that do social media will understand this. Sometimes I get comments that people are like, well, you don't have good lighting. I have a ring light. I can't see what you're doing. I can't help that. What I can help with is showing you the how-to on a lot of things, and hope that you enjoy it, hope that it helps you. And now when it comes down to this piece of it, roll it back like we had the other one, the other side I should say, roll that back. It's not like Walmart, because those aren't low prices anymore. I think we all know that. Oh my gosh, I have not gone to Wally World in I don't know how long. That's been a while. I'm trying to think, when was the last time I went to a Walmart? Yeah, it's been a while. Probably the last time I went to a Walmart is when Rocco came on vacation last year. If you know who Rocco is, my buddy from Roaming with Rocco. Yeah, I think that's probably the last time I went to Wally World. Yeah, I could have done this different. I could have done the like whole way around thingy, but I didn't want to. Because I could have changed my mind on what stitch setting I wanted. But nope. Have you ever thought about this? Because this might be a good thought. You know, like people had to hand sew, and when they were doing tailoring, what were they doing before there were sewing pins to hold the clothes together? That's a good question. I honestly think they had to just wing it. They had to just figure it out. But that's just my thought. because in this day and age, we have the advantage of all these machines. Why is there a third thread? There should not be a third thread. Sometimes that happens too, which is weird, and I try to avoid that. I really do. I try to avoid having a third thread in here somewhere. Okay, I got that out. And to avoid all that, hold this thread, go forward, go like that, and there you go. Anyway, I'm going to get this attached to the other part of the skirting. If you don't see this video until like Thursday, I am just so stinking busy. Like, I might just finish this one off camera and get most of the other one done and then show you the rest of that, because that's easier for me, except for maybe the lace. So I just obviously clipped the lace to this. Isn't that cute? I'm glad I picked this one to go with this for Janelle's daughter. That is stinking cute, and I still have a lot left. So when I had bought all these rolls of lace, that was like 60 yards of lace. It's like, yeah, it was 60 yards of this beautiful lace. And now this is going to go on the machine on a straight stitch instead of a serger stitch. And hopefully I can get you guys back in the same angle. Like right up here. And I wanted to get this part of it done first. That way I can also see how's this going to lay on here. How's this actually going to look. It's going to be super cute, weird. You know, I like to know. We all do. It's curiosity. And of course that's going to sound a little rough right here on that corner, because that's like lace and a fold. I was going to sew for Rich, but he's like super busy. Well, he doesn't take a day off to save his life. But he and I were like, you know, because I asked him and he's like, let me talk to you first. So maybe he has a design in mind. I don't know. I'll talk to him when he's not too busy. And when I'm not too busy, because y'all know it's the most busy ass time of the year. Yeah. Isn't it wonderful? The shitty year's going to be over soon. Now, the last time I sewed an apron for Janelle's daughter was in November. If you remember that video. If not, go find it. Now, this is a really easy, clean fabric. Wash it on cold. Tumble dry or hang. But always wash on cold. If you're washing on hot, that's for a different reason. Now this purple fabric was already washed a while back. I did not get it from Hobby Lobby. I also didn't get it from Joann, and I did not get it from Fabric Mart. I got this from Sam's Fabric before as they went out of business. So they had to get rid of a lot of fabric, and I was lucky to get this one. That was a great store too, you know. But here's this. I think this is adorable. You can also just take this and press it down so that it's more like this, which I will probably go ahead and do. But first, I want to see how everything looks. And this could be pressed down all nice and flat and neat. You can also stitch in the ditch. Like, just take it like right along there, real careful, and stitch in the ditch. But this will get pressed, so I will end up doing that. I think I'll probably just finish this tomorrow because, y'all, I am tired. I have been staying up late doing nail art. And I think I kind of just need to give my body a little bit of easement. And I can actually knock out a bunch of these. In which I won't show you every single one of these that I will be sewing, but I will show you pictures in a slide, which would be great because that can also go as a video. So I think once that's ironed down all nice and cute and everything, even though the stitching is nice, I don't want it to go this way. If I wanted it to go this way, I would have flipped the lace, right? And then turned it back and ironed it this way. Does that make some sense? Anyway, or I would have stitched it under here, and that way it already would have been like this. If that also makes any sense to you. So, yeah. So there's that. We will be back probably tomorrow. I'm tired, and I'm going to finagle a few things with this. I'll probably just get a lot done on this one and then show you most of the other one on camera while I do a lot of this off camera. And we'll be back tomorrow with that. Anyway, this froze for a moment. Anyway, so we are back. So on this part, remember this is the front skirting. Look, isn't that cute? I have to do this side. Isn't that cute? And yeah, that really is the pocket. So this is the front skirting panel, like I said. And, well, there's only front skirting on this. Then I'll also do like the upper piece. This is the underskirting. You see how I pleated that? If you're looking at the back, you're really too close. So I will put a waistbanding on here with the strap, of course, because it's strapping. But and I still have a lot of lace left. Like, I have enough, I think, just for doing this one. And then when it comes down to Janelle, I will choose a different lace for hers. You know what I mean? Anyway, I think this is turning out cute so far. And I'm like thinking, should I just leave the lace like that? I might just leave the lace like that. Now, as for, because it's cute, instead of fussing with it, but because I'm running out of time, I gotta get this shit done like between today and tomorrow, and then get stuff mailed out to people. But yeah, so when I go to do the waistbanding portion on this, It's not going to interfere with those pockets because the pockets are supposed to be up that high and you still have enough room to put your hand in there. So Luvia will have enough room to put her cell phone in there, a sandwich perhaps, a piece of pizza. I'm just joking about the food part. Not giving you no ideas, kid. She's sweetie. She's a sweetie. And I was told that ever since I started like making stuff, that the tomboy phase is broken. Once you're a tomboy, you still have a little bit of tomboy left in you, even though you're a bit girly, like myself. New nails will be gone soon. They popped off last night. So it also gives me a chance to do another nail art video for this whole thing this month. Yes. So I'm going to turn the camera around, maybe show you how I pin that on. You all know I don't really like to pin things. I still have my two things of sewing pins where I'm caffeinated in bed. So anyway, we will be right back as soon as I turn this around, because I want to show you how I also tack this down, because I don't want that all up like that. Because I didn't tuck the fabric under, I left it flat as it is, because I was thinking to myself, wouldn't that be like kind of bulky? I thought it would be kind of bulky. So we're going to get this turned around over here, and let me show you how I pin that on, and then do the lace. Now on this one, it really won't take that long. It just won't, because my technique, you'll find out in a minute. I was also trying to figure out which perspective. I know I said what I was going to do and then I didn't do it. Which perspective of how I'm doing this would be better for not just me, but for you as well as the viewer. Yeah, I do think about that, I think a lot of seamstresses think about, especially those of us that show our work on the internet. And I will clip the top of this like that. And why? Why am I going to do that? I'm doing that because it literally holds it. Literally. So what I can do with this, because I'm right-handed, I could either do it that way and then, and hope that it catches, because that needs to be catchy. So my friend Janelle, she had her live stream going last night, and I was there. She did a build your own glitter globe glass, and that was fun. And that's when I went ahead and did the lace on this pocket. Now, as you can see, maybe right here where this piece, yeah, you can, where this piece is kind of curling up, and then underneath that you see the fabric. I will tack that down. Now I can do that in various different ways. I can either just go ahead and stitch it and do it that way, or my other thing is I have the stuff for making applique, is I could put that on there, but I don't really want to do that. So I think in my perspective is just go ahead, and I'm not worried about the purple threading because it goes with the fabric, is that I can just go ahead and stitch along here to tack that down rather than in between the lines, because that's not where it needs to be. It needs to be right here at the edge of that. So I think it's adorable. I mean, for a little girl, yeah, that's adorable. I don't know what little girl would not want something custom made for them. Unless they don't understand it, of course, you know, that's different. I want to look for one of those Singer sewing machines that, you know, the one with like the trundle foot pedal thing, the swing thing like that. Oh my God. I love those. And if I can find one at a price that I can afford, you're dang right. You're dang right I will. I might ask Viv or Joy if they know anyone. I mean, I would look on eBay, but shipping's expensive. Yes, it is. So I'm going to finish pinning this around here now that you kind of get the idea of how I'm doing this, because at this point right here, you kind of have to fold it, right? Like right here, you literally have to fold that. Maybe I'll just go ahead and show you this bit. Make sure it's with the fabric like that. You literally have to, otherwise, right here, otherwise it's not going to lay right. And then remember, you gotta bring it this way, which makes it a little awkward for being right-handed and doing it that way without jabbing yourself, because that's important. That is why I like the sewing clips. I don't have to worry about that. Anyway, that's what you do, and then you follow your lace around until you get to a point over here where you will do that fold again closer to this side over here. So there's that, and then we will be back. I think when we come back, I might just show you this one, how it's going to be done, and then I'll do the other one off camera. I know I was going to do it opposite, but you know what? This one's smaller, and it should be easier to show you. So now we're back. Isn't that just adorable? Now, I already laid this over the bottom piece of this, and you know, because the bottom piece is pleated, so that's, you know, I wanted to put that together like that. And then of course the waistbanding, right? Like I said, I'm just going to show you guys how I'm going to do this small one. So the next step to this is the waistbanding, and I only have this clipped together, and I'll do nails later on when I have time. Is super important for this piece because I will also be doing a bodice portion to this. And for the bodice, of course, there will be some of this cute lace because we still have plenty. I have a needle in it right now holding it together, and you don't want to jab yourself. So plenty of this. And you know what though? The Amazon lace feels the same as the Temu lace. So there's really there's no difference in how the lace feels. So, let's get into this waistbanding. We'll just go ahead and put this over here. And, I don't know, maybe I'm still kind of weirded out by what I saw the Temu driver doing. Well, the driver for one of their couriers. Let's put it that way. Gosh, like, how shady can people be these days? Like, serious. Some shadiness. So we are going to put this back on serger stitch. No, I do not need to pin this part together because I do not. This part is like, quite frankly, this is just so easy, it's ridiculous. And the other thing you want to make sure of is that your fabric lines up on both sides. That way when you put it down to do that, your fabric lines up, period. That's just how that should be. Anyway. I said you can use the little thing on the side of the machine to cut that. That's what it's for. I've told you that before. And then with a piece like this, because it's got little frayed parts to it, put that over there. Grab your pinking shears and just do this. And then you don't have to worry about that part of the project doing its own strange thing. So I'm gonna finish sewing the waistbanding together. There's also a way to pick up like these loose leftover threads. If you have masking tape, clear tape, I suppose duct tape would work just as long as you don't get the Gorilla duct tape. And that pulls those old threads right off of there. Those loose threads come right off just by using tape. I mean, if you have the clear packing tape or whatever tape you have, like I said, unless it's Gorilla tape, just don't use that one because that'll be hectic. It just picks up all of this. I forgot to show you all that. Just like do that. Even if you have a lint roller, use a lint roller. Rob thought he was disturbing me. He went like seriously silent. So remember that little nifty trick? Because I still have to do that along here, but when we come back, I'll have this fully, like, if you know how I do this, I will fold, then I will fold, and then I will fold, and that's what makes the waistbanding and the tie strap. That's exactly what I do. So when you go to upcycle, there are some tricks for you, tips and tricks and things that you might want to know, like remembering to try to make sure. This is funny. I've always found this to be funny, like, because they don't make tape. They don't make anything the way they used to. They really don't. The old stuff, I think, was probably better. That even included burning your legs and your butt on the old metal slide when you're a kid at school. I don't know if y'all ever had like the old metal slide at school. I went to different schools, different states, but mostly they had that metal slide. If you're an 80s kid, you know what I'm talking about. You know, growing up in the 80s. Born in the 70s, grown up in the 80s. You remember that slide. That shit burnt. Or the crossbars. Oh my gosh. Those are like not my best friend. I fell off of a set of crossbars one year and damaged my back. It healed eventually. But imagine summer vacation in a back brace. Yeah. Not comfortable. last day of 3rd grade, or last week, I should say, of 3rd grade. Fell off the crossbars, broke my back. And they didn't leave me there for the ambulance. No, they had to come get me because, you know, hey, that was horrible. Okay, I think you get the point of this. If you can't get that all the way, clip it out little by little. And now I will put this together and we'll be back with this sewn onto that. And we'll be putting the bib portion of this together when we come back. Now that we have both skirting panels of this put together and the waistbanding attached to this part, oh my gosh, isn't that turning out adorable? Now what I will do is start on this part here. Though I'm thinking, should I just leave it like this? It's so cute. And I mean, like, I didn't attach this part here because I wanted it to flow loose like that. And oh my gosh, that's so cute. Okay, so what we're going to do over here now is, as you know, I did rescue some banding from the skirt. And, you know, I'll just take the tape and clean up all the loose threads. But now we'll just take this piece, and I'm like thinking, how do I actually want this? Do I want it to have this side on the out? And I was like thinking to myself, you know what? I think I might, because that would be so cute just to have the neckline of it go like that. I think that would be cute. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to get all the extra thread off of this, and then I will sew this part together, the strap and the bibbing part of it. This part is not going to need a pocket because it's already got the two really super cute pocket pieces on there. I just want to pick this up. I know I shouldn't do that. What did I do with my tape? All the way over there. Anyway, we'll be back with that part and maybe just like sewing this when it's done to the waistbanding, and then we'll be done with it. Maybe I'll just put it on mannequin just to show you how cute it hangs. Okay, so right here, this is the bib portion. Y'all, like, sometimes sewing takes a while, especially when you're adding any kind of embellishment, like lace, buttons, whatever. What is on there? Anyway, I'll figure that out in a minute. Oh, that's part of the pattern. Isn't that kind of weird? Like, you would think it's something else. Oh, it is something else. It's just a thread. Anyway, now that I got that off of there, I'm going to take the bib portion and throw it on here. The strap, and obviously this part is sewn together. I'm going to leave this part like this because that attaches to the skirt. Yay. I had to put this on the charger. That's why you see this. Yes, that's exactly why you see that. So you'll have to watch from this angle right here. What I'm doing, maybe. No, you can't see that at all. Isn't that horrible? So I have to let this device charge because I was watching some little mini series about this Russian blind lady. Like, anyway, the whole thing is like she's now babushka, you know, grandmom. That's what babushka means. Anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna put this on the machine real quick. I mean, quite frankly, for me, I don't have to have the machine. Oh, and I sewed these pieces of lace down already. I don't have to have the machine like super close to me to be able to do this. And the pieces under here, I'm not worried about if they get stitched over. Oh, why the heck not? You know? Sometimes we have to improvise in life and do what we can. Hey, look, like I said, I've been sewing for a long time, so if I stitch the lace like that, because I'm used to sewing. Yep. And I also love to teach y'all like tips and tricks and try to make sewing a little easier for you that way. When I was growing up, people that were raising me, thank God they're not my real parents. That would be embarrassing. Always told me that I would never amount to anything. Nobody would care to be around me. Nobody, you know, wanted my artwork around them and stuff. But you know what? I ignored them. You can accomplish any art form, as long as you put your mind to it. Now, at this point, lift the foot. Make sure you got that at a little angle. I want to take that at an angle, but I stitch it out all the way. Okay. Now maybe we got it. Okay. Yikes. Go this way. Okay, now I got it. That's a piece right there. Now we're not going to go that far on this piece. I'm going to lift that. And then I'm going to stitch it going back this way. And then when we come back from this part, we'll finish putting it together and I'll hang it on Manny. Okay, anyway, that didn't take too long to finish that. Now, if you're wondering how am I matching this to center point here, is just align it with that and take it here, obviously. I know I didn't iron this flat and crisp, but I'm going to finish this tonight. I'm going to have to spend all day tomorrow just like I have to clean my machine, my room again, because, you know, thing. I got to take the nails and move them out of the way, put them aside. Yeah. So this is going to just look so cute when the whole thing is finished being put together. Just so cute. And I'm actually glad that I can sew for other people, you know, people that actually appreciate it. Rob is doom scrolling on TikTok. Oh my gosh. So This video, it will go up tonight. It took me a few days to make it. I don't really care. You know why? I get bored if I don't have something to do. Does that happen to you? Do you just get bored if you don't have something to do? I know it happens to me a lot. Because I'm just one of those people. If I don't have nothing to do, I'm just bored. I'll take a nap when I'm not tired. You ever do that? You ever take a nap when you're not tired because you're bored? It happens to a lot of people. It really does. Let me move these again. Those there. There we go. Can you see what I'm doing? No, of course you can't, because I put that in the wrong area. That's what happens when you're tired. But that's okay. Like I said, I'm going to spend my whole day Friday sewing off camera. Get that out of the way, because that kind of helps. Yes, on this part I am using straight stitch. You know, I guess you could say what I styled is almost a vintage pattern without using a vintage pattern. Of course, back in the late 80s when I worked for a custom clothing design company as a head designer, you know, you learn how to just look at something or think of it in your head. And then I've got this weird skill of looking at somebody and saying like, hey, this is your actual size. Been able to do that with a lot of people, yes, including Rob. Shoot, I even know how to pick out his shoes. Is that weird or is that a gift? It's a weird gift. But it's fun. Oh, wait, look, y'all, like, we're done. Done with this, so time to go over to Mannequin. Okay, so real quick before my tablet dies, isn't that adorable? Oh my god, I'm so proud of this. And it tied really nice in the back. It really did. So kindly in the comments below, let me know, what do you think of that without using a vintage pattern? And remember, stay happy, stay healthy, stay positive, and as always, stay blessed. Oh my gosh. I'm proud of my skills. That's all I can say. I will see you in the next one. I'm going to get some sleep after I edit and upload. Bye.